Hi everybody, I'm Liz. I'm here to guide you through a 40-45 minute Vinyasa Flow today with lots of core stuff built in. So we'll start right away in either a comfortable seat or if you feel you need to lie down, really any position that helps you feel comfortable and grounded. So just coming to the breath, you can let the eyes close. And then right away, start to draw the attention inward and letting any outside distractions just kind of fade away for the next little while. And observing head to toe if you're coming to practice with anything physically or something emotionally or mentally that could not serve your practice, right? So we work to let all of that extra stuff go. So just take a moment to check in. Starting to lengthen and deepen the breath. And also observing, maybe you come to class with an intention in mind, something you're working towards. Maybe you're glad you just made it to the mat today, which sometimes is the most challenging part of practice. So taking about 2 more breaths just to begin focusing on lengthening the inhales, creating space. Also deepening the exhales, finding that sense of grounding and settling in. 1 more inhale. And then if you had the eyes closed, you can softly open the eyes. If you're in a lying down position, coming to a comfortable seat, and we'll start from a seat. Just take an inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Avoid letting the spine round, so hug in through belly and rib cage. As you exhale, bring the right hand down. Just take a side bend over towards the right side, not sinking over. You're just really trying to find this lengthening down left side body. 1 more breath here, still grounding down through the sits bones, easy with the neck and the jaw. Come back up on inhale, lengthen. You maybe lift the gaze. Exhale, take the other side. Just a small side stretch, ground down through right hip. As you lengthen through right side body. Take 2 more breaths. Each inhale, create more length and space. And then with the next in-breath, come back to center. This time we'll take a twist. So as you exhale, start to twist towards the right side, and you're really starting to hug in through the navel center. So that's where the twist is coming from. Not taking hold of the thigh and kind of forcing the spine to twist deeper, just to cultivate that core work here. So each inhale, you find a little bit more length. Each exhale, navel hugs back a bit deeper to find your twist. 1 more breath. Again, easy with the jaw and the neck, no tension there. Inhale back to center, you can extend up. And as you exhale again, originating the twist right from navel center, not the pelvis, not the shoulders, not forcing the spine to twist, right? So you can bring the hand back behind you, other hand on the thigh, but don't let that cause you to twist more and lose the core work. 1 more inhale like this. And then coming back to center, lengthen up. This time as you exhale, bring the hands down. If you're on any props, you can shift them to the side, and we'll come to a table pose right away. So finding hands and knees and setting up really sturdy table pose. So hands right under shoulders, belly is already active, but without rounding the spine. Add a little press of the tops of the feet into the earth and press down into the palms. And just observe that strengthening already happening in low belly. And as you inhale, let the belly lower to the earth with the gaze, starting with a few rounds of cat-cow with a little added core work. As you exhale around the spine, exaggerate that press away, hug navel back. Inhale, belly lowers, gaze lifts, broaden through collarbones. As you exhale around the spine, this time maybe you lift and hover the knees. You can be on the tops of the feet or curl the toes. Release the knees, inhale, belly lowers, gaze lifts. Exhale again, round the spine. So if you're on the tops of the feet and hover the knees, think of an upward facing dog shape here. Inhale again, 1 last time. Pressing the earth away, let the head be heavy, maybe lifting the knees again. This next time as you inhale, find a neutral table pose, and then right away we'll step back, find a plank. So keeping the spine long, activating through the glutes and the hamstrings, And just send a little bit of a shift here, side to side, front to back. So you can press into the toes, press into the heels, but the spine stays neutral, the gaze is low, and the neck again is easy here, no tension. So feeling low belly start to activate. With the next exhale, lift it up and back, find downward facing dog. And then find some movement here. So pedaling out through the feet, shaking the head, encouraging length through back body. Keep the belly engaged so you're not collapsing through rib cage, you're hugging in through front body. Not so much that the spine rounds. Take 2 more breaths this way. And then pausing here, find a still downward facing dog. Actively press down into the palms, hips lift up and back. Let the heels begin to descend down to the earth. Then we'll move on the breath here. So as you lift high into the toes, inhale, still lifting the hips up and back. And then slowly wave out through the spine back to plank, stacking shoulders over wrists, lengthening out through crown of head. Exhale, hinge at the hips, lift up and back, press the earth away. As you come back to downward facing dog, taking this twice more. So articulating through each vertebra, inhale as you come forward to plank. Strong through the inner thighs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time. Inhale, lift up. Roll forward, plank pose. From your plank, release both knees down. Shift it back for a child's pose, just for a breath or 2. And the knees can go as wide as the mat, toes touch. As you shift the hips back, extend out through heart, through fingertips, letting the head rest on the earth or a block. Just take a moment here. And of course, this is your resting pose. So coming here anytime throughout practice. The next time you inhale, just take the hands, walk them over to the left side, just for a couple breaths to extend out long through right side body. Softening back through the right hip crease especially. Belly is still active. Inhale, lifting the head to bring the hands back to center. And then right away take the other side, walking the hands towards the right, extending out through left side body, lengthening through the rib cage, through the hip crease. Head is heavy. And there's no tension at the left shoulder at all. So if you feel any pulling or tugging, just back out of the pose a little bit. The next time you inhale, come back to center, back to a table pose. And once again, stepping both feet back, find plank, strong belly. So firming front body into back body. Exhale again, lift it up and back, downward facing dog. Your choice, stillness or movement. And we'll continue on after this. Maybe starting to cultivate Ujjayi breath if that's your practice. And then from here, softening the knees, taking as many steps or a big hopward, floating forward. And when you arrive at the top of the mat, keep the feet hip bone distance, soften the knees a bit, and then just rest in a forward fold for a breath or so here, letting the spine be long, head is heavy. You can let this shift side to side, bringing weight into one foot and then the other. As you exhale, let the hands be heavy. Release the head, so torso's just hanging there, and then slowly roll all the way up to standing. Head, neck, and shoulders. That's the last to arrive. So once you arrive at the top of the mat, finding your foundation with the feet hip bone distance or together, your choice. We'll move on the breath here from standing. Inhale, lift the arms, let the gaze continue in the belly. Exhale, soften the knees, hinge at the hips, fold, find Uttanasana, hollow the belly. Inhale, find your long back, lengthen. Fold, exhale. Press down into the feet to come up, arms and knees lift. Exhale, stand. Taking 2 more this way. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, let the shoulders be soft. Exhale, fold it out, lead with the heart. Inhale, offer the heart, find long back, strong belly, fold, exhale. Inhale, come up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, release, last time, half sun salutation, inhale. Exhale, fold. Use the full exhale to arrive, inhale, find length. Fold, exhale. And then again, press down into the feet to lift upward Vinyasa. The gaze can lift. Exhale, release. This time, we'll continue on from the top of the mat. Inhale, arms and gaze lift. Exhale, hinge at the hips to fold, Uttanasana. Find your length, inhale. This time, soften the knees. You can bring the hands down. The left foot steps back and come up to high lunge this time. Settle in here, strong through both legs, grounding down through the pelvis, and really work to soften. Right hip back, left thigh is active. Shoulders are soft, just settling in, but you're still finding that lift, that length out of the waist. We'll take some twists here since we're working to warm up the belly. So with one more inhale, find that lift out of the waist, stay grounded through the legs. Exhale, navel hugs in, turn towards the right. So you're hugging the belly in, wrapping left rib cage. Come back to center, inhale twice more this way. Exhale, you can deepen the bend in the knees as you twist. Right again, so twisting again from navel center, back on inhale. Last time, exhale. And then we'll pause here. So you're really just working, wrapping left rib cage, belly hugs in, extending out through the arms. So starting to activate through the abdominals, the obliques, the side abdominals. As you inhale, pick up the left arm, reach the right arm back. Maybe you take hold of the left thigh with the right hand. You can deepen the bend in the front knee, just really lengthening down the left side body here. On inhale, come back to center. From here, bring the hands down, and then we'll release the back knee down, just shifting the hips back, let the right toes lift. So you can pause in stillness. As you're here, heart extends forward, hips press back. You can have blocks to the sides also for a little more length. You can also let this shift, so lots of different variations. It just depends on what you need today. If you are shifting, moving on the breath, right? So with the exhale, hips shift back, you're still reaching heart forward, the gaze is low. As you inhale, bend the knee, maybe lift the chest. So if you're moving, take this once or twice more. If you're just sitting in stillness, just breathing into any sensation you're feeling in the right hamstring. With the next inhale, rebend right knee if it wasn't. Come up, Anjaneyasana, lengthen on inhale. From here, exhale, bring the hands down. You can choose to keep the back knee down or pick up the back leg. We'll take another twist here. Left hand remains down. Exhale, belly hugs in, turn towards the right. Broadening through collarbones, active energy through the whole right arm and through the left thigh as well. Belly hugs back, one more breath. Exhale, plant the hand down, step back to plank pose. From here, we'll lower all the way to the belly in your manner. And just preparing for some belly back bends. So if you want something still, you can come right to a sphinx pose and bringing elbows right beneath shoulders, tops of feet pressed down, belly hugs in, so you're not just hanging off the shoulders. Front body is still active here, collarbones are broad, and you're working to reach heart center forward. The gaze is soft. So you can pause here. If you want to move, you can follow me. So from the earth, resting chin or forehead, bring the hands back to the mid-rib cage. Setting up strong back body, elbows drawn in, tops of feet pressed down, glutes are engaged, and as you inhale, lift up through head, neck, and shoulders. Maybe you hover the hands, maybe not. Exhale to release. Twice more this way, unless you're just resting in sphinx pose. So as you inhale again, set up, shoulder blades connect, glutes engage, hamstrings are strong, lift up, head, neck, and shoulders on the inhale. So go more for length rather than back bend. Exhale to release. And this last time as you inhale, connecting to back body again as you lift up into your back bend. Maybe you transition into Shalabhasana locust pose. You can reach the arms back and the feet lift. Crown reaches away from toes. And then exhale, release. Rest in a crocodile pose. No matter where you are, you can let the hips shift from side to side. Maybe you bend the knees and windshield wiper the legs. Just releasing the low back a little bit. And then as you exhale, release down to the earth. In your manner, back to downward facing dog. So maybe you press right up to plank pose to get there, or pass through table or child's pose. however you want to transition, whatever makes the most sense for what you need today. Take 2 more breaths in downward facing dog. Maybe you put some more movement there, maybe not. At the bottom of the exhale, soften the knees. Make your way forward in your man or walk, step, or float. Lengthen on the inhale. Fold as you exhale. Inhale, come all the way to standing or Vinyasa. And exhale, release to standing. We'll take the other side right away. Inhale, arms and gaze lift. Fold, exhale. Lengthen, inhale, offer the heart. And then from here, bring the hands down. This time the right foot steps back. Come up into high crescent lunge. Soften the back knee as you come up. So you're anchoring shoulders over hips, grounding down. But feel that same grounding down but uplift. Almost as if you can lift yourself right out of, suspend the joints within the body. So there's that balance between heaviness and buoyancy. One more breath here. And then we'll move here, taking our twisting. One more inhale to lengthen, keep the pelvis grounded. As you exhale, twist open to the left. Again, hugging in navel center, that's where the twist is coming from. Inhale back to center, twice more this way. Exhale, open out. Inhale back to center. Last time, exhale, twist. So pause here, and then as you inhale, lifting up the right arm, maybe left arm reaches for right thigh. The gaze can be low, so again, no tension in the neck or the jaw. Really lengthening down the whole right side body. Take one more breath here. Return back to center as you inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down, and then bring the left, that's your right knee. Bring your right knee down, shifting the hips back. Again, maybe you choose to pause here, making sure you're not locking out the front knee, so there's a little micro bend in the left knee. Or you can choose to shift. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to extend back. And meanwhile, as you're shifting, you're moving on the breath, you're connecting the movement to the breath, unless you're in stillness, but you're still breathing. But as you move, it's intentional. You're not just kind of shifting your body weight without thinking about it. One more breath if you're moving. And then as you inhale, rebend left knee. Come back up on Vinyasa. Take a moment, extend the arms. As you exhale, bring the hands down. So prepare to take another twist. You can pick up the right leg. If you're choosing to pick up the back leg, right thigh bone is really active and strong. Exhale, belly hugs back. Turn open towards the left side. Shoulders are soft. If you feel the bottom shoulder kind of popping forward, draw it back so you're connected. Shoulder blade to back body. Left hip softens down and back. One more breath here. Exhale, bring the hand down. Step back to plank pose. If you're ready for a full vinyasa, take it. You can also modify, release down to the earth all the way. Or just take your version of a vinyasa or no vinyasa at all. Find downward facing dog as you're ready. And pausing here for 2-3 breaths. Returning back to the breath each time we come back to down dog. Think of that as kind of like you're wiping the slate clean between sides. As you exhale, soften the knees, prepare to come forward, walk, step, or float. Lengthen as you inhale. Fold as you exhale. Press into the feet, come all the way to standard Vinyasa. Exhale, release. This time we'll continue on from the top of the mat. Arms and gaze lift. Exhale, fold. Long back inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down, step both feet back to plank pose. And then we'll take a side plank here. To modify, release the right knee down. Or you can roll open to take a full Vinyasa, rolling to the outer border of the right foot, pressing the earth away, right hip hugs into center, broad through collarbone, strong belly. And then exhale, return back to plank, take a vinyasa here, or again, just find downward facing dog. Once you arrive in down dog, Take the inhale, pick up the right leg, strengthening hamstrings and glutes. And you can take a moment, open. So if you're not in downward facing dog, start to make your way there. Last little bit of standing work again. Inhale, right leg will lift. And then exhale, right foot steps forward. Angle the back heel so you're coming up to warrior one this time. Pick it up. Anchor into the back leg so you can let right hip soften back. Left leg is hugging up and in and is wrapping forward. From here, we'll take a fallen warrior. So you can just choose to stay here. You can choose to have the back heel down or even pick the back heel up. It's really just a matter of preference and what's comfortable for you. So interlace fingers behind back body, lift through the chest, belly still hugs in, and then as you exhale, feel the right hip draw back as you come forward. So sternum, heart is reaching forward. You can pause parallel to the earth for one more breath to really find length. And then as you exhale, maybe you fold to the inside of the right leg. So imagine your right hip is reaching for the inner left ankle. So you're not inclined to kind of list over to the right side. That is heavy. And then as you inhale, come up halfway, bring the hands down, spin the back heel up. Step back to plank pose, vinyasa or not. And then taking the other side. So as you inhale, left leg uplifts just as a transition to step left foot forward. Press down into the earth as you angle the back heel. Come up here, Vinyasa 1, warrior 1. And this is another one of those poses where it might feel very different on the left side versus the right side. So just observing that, right? It's just something to observe, nothing to be concerned about with the asymmetries in the body. Prepare for fallen warrior, so interlacing fingers. And you might want to take a wider stance. You can kind of scoot the front foot wider. Lift up on inhale, broaden through collarbones. And then as you exhale, left hip draws back to bring you forward. Continue anchoring into the back leg. Pause parallel to the earth. Find a little more length, lots of strong belly work here. And then exhale, folding. Maybe you fold all the way to the inside of the left thigh. Again, left hip is hugging in towards midline. Maybe you fall out of it. Just reset. Head is heavy. And the opening through the shoulders comes naturally when you heavy into gravity. So you're not just pinching the shoulders together. There's a softness there. Come up as you inhale halfway. Bring the foot back to center. Curl the back toe so you're lifting the back heel to step back to plank. Vinyasa, downward facing dog. Finally rest in a child's pose to close out our practice. So take a couple breaths. Settling in. Returning back to normal belly breath. And then as you inhale, walk the hands back to the knees, lifting the hips, shifting the feet to one side to come down to the earth. And before resting, we'll take a couple back bends. I do recommend, if you have a prop, a block would be useful. We did a lot of core work, so coming into back bends might be a little rough, just because of all of the flexion we've done with the abdominals. So as you come down to the earth, bring the feet wide. And at first, just let the knees shift from side to side, decompressing the low back. And the feet are as wide as the mat, and walk the feet forward a bit so it really frees up space in the pelvis as you shift here. And then return back to center. So if you're one who wants active back bends, what you would do here, so you're bringing the feet close to the sits bones, the feet are parallel, and then the shoulders draw in towards each other. As you inhale, press down into the feet. You're rounding the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Press down to lift up, engage the glutes, engage the hamstrings. Maybe you interlace fingers behind back body. And there's an ease at the neck here. So you're not jutting the chin to the ceiling or hugging it in too much, right? So you're not closing out the throat space. If you want more active energy in the hamstrings, imagine you're drawing the heels back. You're not going to actually move your feet, but you'll really feel the hamstrings there. So if you prefer active back bends, feel free to take a few more rounds of active back bending. You can also place a block or something else underneath the pelvis. Just make sure it's right at the back of the pelvis and not on the spine. So this will be a lot more easier on the abdominals after all the core work we've done. And it might also feel nice to extend the legs forward. If you feel that this is kind of getting into your low back, connect more to the belly, lift at the back of the heart a bit more, or you can just simply keep the feet on the earth. So take 2 more breaths here to lengthen down the front line of the body, maybe the eyes closed. If you have the legs extended, you can bend the knees and bring the feet back to the earth. And then slowly, carefully be mindful of the low back, press down into the feet. If you were taking more of a supported bridge pose, slowly come down to the earth. Bring the feet hip bone, mat width distance. Again, just coming to windshield wiper leg side to side. And then from here, deciding what you need. You can pause in a twist, letting the back decompress a bit more. Maybe you turn this into a happy baby. Maybe you take some sort of hip opener. Maybe you're just done. So kind of checking in with the body one last time to do whatever it is that you need to complete the practice. And then as you're ready, coming to rest in Shavasana. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope everyone's being safe and healthy.